prom night. Everything is alright. Oh, hey, badass Matt. Yeah. What the fuck, bro? What do you mean, what the fuck? You threw a Pam Grier movie at me. Yeah, and the next one's gonna be a VHS. What do you want? What happened to your beard? I got a job. I can't have a beard. Yeah, well, I have a job too. And my job requires me to have a beard. Look, I miss the beard too, but trust me, it'll come back. You don't get it. But I'm gonna make you get it. I'm gonna make you watch a SyFy Channel original movie. No. Starring Joe Estevez. I'm actually kind of okay with that. About lumberjacks. Actually, that sounds pretty good.
There were some movies, terrible movies, movies so awful, no one would touch. Then came a Matthew, sad little Matthew. Matthew decided these movies to watch. For every good movie, there's at least 10 bad. Matthew had to drag himself through the crap to find the worst ones there are to be had.
Today's episode: Axe Giant, The Wrath of Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan, Axe Giant, premiered on the SyFy Channel in June of 2013. And guess who happened to be up at midnight to watch it? Here's my friend Peter. But I was there too! Yes, Axe Giant, The Wrath of Paul Bunyan is a SyFy original movie. SyFy. Our movies suck, so just imagine greater. Yeah. You made that joke in your Sharknado video. Do you just carry Pam Grier movies with you? Oh hey, Foxy Brown, I've been meaning to watch that. The film was directed by visual effects master Gary Jones, who's done some killer effect work, including work on Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. None of it shines through here. Also, just because you know effects doesn't mean you know how to direct, and Jones does not have a good track record, with directing credits on Mosquito and Crocodile 2, which I don't have to tell you are not good movies. Although he did direct a few episodes of Xena Warrior Princess, Jones has a writing credit on this along with 2 other people. Remember folks, George Lucas wrote Star Wars by himself, but it took 3 people to write Axe Giant Wrath of Paul Bunyan. Writer Jeff Miller seems to mostly stick to the Z-grade horror, with 8 writing credits including Hell Block 13 and Head Cheerleader Dead Cheerleader. Damn, I might be reviewing the wrong movie. The other writer, Jason Anoka, worked with Miller on The Burning Dead, and has 1 other writing credit on Dr. Cheapskate. The film stars a plethora of actors who never did much. However, there is a man in this movie worth mentioning. Dan Grizzly Adams Haggerty, who was in an Elvis movie. Dan is a real outdoorsy type actor, playing opposite a lot of bears. My kinda actor. Don't you have time-traveling Nazi robots to fight? It's socialist vampires, thank you. And of course, the film stars Joe Estevez, B Cinema's golden boy, star of Soul Taker, Rollerblade 7, and a few of the Hell Comes to Frogtown sequels. Few are the actors that can claim to be as well known around the so-bad-it's-good community. Also, he's Martin Sheen's brother, which is apparently interesting enough to warrant an IMDb fact. Oh, not on Joe Estevez's page. This is apparently the only bit of trivia about Axe Giant worth mentioning on IMDb. It's kind of common knowledge, especially to someone nerdy enough to both watch and look up Axe Giant Wrath of Paul Bunyan.
So the film starts with, oh, hey, listen, this film's not available on DVD, and I might not have gotten it through the most legitimate means.
These things happen. So the film begins in 1800s Minnesota with some of the lumberjacks returning from a hard day's work.
Chow's ready, boss. Meat's practically fallen off the bone.
No, that's still a full bull. Not even remotely cooked. Look, Dan Haggerty has to fake eating it. So they eat it raw. The way real men do. Fair enough. Did they green screen him a few feet away from where he just was? Could they just really not afford to get a triangle on set? So Dan Haggerty returns from the bathroom to find them all brutally murdered by the child of Shrek and one of the Hicks from the Wrong Turn movies? Oh, it's Paul Bunyan, just like the legend depicts. And it seems someone irresponsibly left the buzzsaw on at a time and place where electric buzzsaws or even electricity would not be common. In fact, there is absolutely no reason to have this scene set in the 1800s, and I feel like it probably wasn't in the first draft of this script. And Dan Haggerty dies before the opening credits. Glad he got such high billing. Oh, who am I kidding? Dan Haggerty always deserves top billing. Then we meet Sergeant Hogue and Miss Kay, who are in charge of a program that sends first-time offenders into the woods with a drill instructor and a rehab counselor in lieu of going to jail. So instead of getting punished for my crimes, I get to go camping on the state's money. Sign me up! This is one of the dumbest setups for a slasher I've ever seen. I mean, it's certainly more original than assholes going into the woods to party, but it doesn't make any sense. Their crimes aren't even consistent. One guy hacked the government for millions of dollars, and if 9 Minutes has taught me anything, he is also a drug-addicted pimp, with jerry curls. One girl injured someone drunk driving. Filmmakers, could you please come up with a new crime for rich white girls to commit? And one girl is contempt of court. So Sergeant Hogue introduces the body count and gives them all cute nicknames.
Move it along, Chicken Little.
No, come on, let's read their real nicknames. Nerdy Tech Guy, the Slutty One, the Bitchy One, Overconfident Dude Bro, and Stale Practically Non-Existent Final Girl. So Dude Bro starts asking them about their crimes.
Wait a minute. I know you. Internet hacker. Stole like 12 mil from the government.
Yep. Internet hackers are so famous, I recognize them right off. Okay, could everyone who makes films just forget about hackers? You clearly don't know what they are.
You doing alright back there? Need a drink?
Nice.
Haha, drunk driving is hilarious.
Technically, they're not all teenagers.
He just became a cartoon character. As they arrive, they're observed by the most mysterious wild animal, Joe Estevez. So they arrive at generic horror movie cabin number 500,643 and are none too impressed.
This place is a pile.
A pile? Just a pile? This isn't even the edited for TV version, because Hogue says,
Courts have given you this one last chance to get your shit together. Today, you are all stumps. But when I am through with you, you will have grown into trees.
Stumps don't grow into trees. Stumps are trees that have been chopped down. Lumberjacks are like the main motif of this movie. How did you not know that?
This experience inspires you to make changes in your life and better choices.
I choose to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't want to stay in that dump for a week.
that is not an option for you at the moment. So we see a bear stalking a deer, and not the bear! Great, now Paul Bunyan's killed the two best characters. Also, does the deer just not hear the bear roaring like 3 feet away? Isn't that something deer typically run from? Oh well, time to introduce the main characters again. A third time. Like, there was the brief introduction, and then they all kind of got to know each other, and then now it's another get-to-know-you scene around the campfire.
You have a daughter?
Whoa. Serious milfage.
Aw man, women love it when you say you want to have sex with them.
Cop showed up. One of them asked me what happened, and the officer behind him wouldn't stop staring at my ass. So I popped him.
Excuse me, ma'am, but you do have a nice ass.
She just got done telling you she hit a guy for that. Why would you do that? So Final Girl recaps how she was buzzed while driving and got hit by a drunk driver running a red light.
Shouldn't be here.
No one thinks they should be here.
Oh, shut up. This is one of the most lax penal programs I've ever seen.
Yeah, there was no way I was going to be able to say lax penal system with a straight face.
Suddenly, Joe Estevez.
Bigger than ourselves.
Trees grow tall, and then the trees fall!
I don't even think that was scripted. I honestly think Joe Estevez just showed up to steal their marshmallows and they asked him to be in the film.
Oh, and while you're sleeping tonight, all nice and cozy, look out for them little critters, because they like to find a nice little warm spot to crawl up into, you know.
Pretty sure half those things weren't words, but I don't think it's important. But it's time to get some shut-eye when Slutty One visits Dude Bro.
Where you been?
Shut up and fuck me.
I'd like just once to not have to question if the movie I'm watching is actually porn.
What happened? You were snoring.
Was a good joke.
The next morning, Miss K asks Hogue to leave his gun behind during the hike because it's scaring the inmates. Yeah, why would you need a gun? It's not like you're gonna run into a mythical lumberjack.
I'll kill for a burger and fries right now.
How about just a shake? Yuck, I want Happy Meal. Me too.
So in the middle of their hike, Dude Bro decides he doesn't want to be there and tries to leave. Like, you don't maybe want to wait till you're at the cabin and closer to the main road, and Hogue is just gonna let you leave. Luckily, Tech Guy stops him, and they find a skeleton.
Get out. What is it?
How do you not recognize a bull's skull? It's a prop in every movie ever. Granted, here it actually ties into the story, and there's an adjacent skeleton. So, yeah, this film actually did that cliche better than everyone else.
Big deal, it's a cow horn.
Excuse me? Cows don't have horns.
Yes, they do! Have none of you people ever seen livestock before? They head out, and we cut to Mel's Lumberjack Saloon. Yeah, we're over 30 minutes in, why not introduce new characters and locations?
What can I pour you, Sheriff?
This is how people talk. Here we learn Final Girl's dad is a police chief. 'Cause why not include every possible slasher cliche? Anyway, he comes in just to prove he exists, get some plot information, and leaves within 5 minutes of walking in. Meanwhile, Paul finds the bull's skeleton has been tampered with. Oh, Joe, you're a national treasure.
What?
Encore, encore!
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Though, this one reminds me of something. Okay, this just became Monty Python's Axe Giant.
Get it together!
Who put you in charge?
The state of Minnesota! She's been in charge the whole time! Then we get a scene of Paul Bunyan cleaning his axe. Speaking of unimportant things padding out the runtime, Final Girl actually does something and helps bandage up Dude Bro. Joe Estevez jump scare! They let him in, and wait a minute, was this filmed at night with lights in the windows? Like, the opposite of every other slasher movie? So Joe Estevez says they done fucked up, but waits till night to tell them anything about Paul Bunyan. Apparently, Paul was born with a rare disease where he grew twice as big and lived 3 times as long as a normal man, but always had the mind of a child.
Yeah, that's even remotely close to how the myth of Paul Bunyan goes.
There's flashbacks, so yay, more Dan Haggerty! Even if this flashback makes no sense.
Babe, the blue ox. Now, Babe had wandered off and stepped himself in a big bear trap.
You know, I probably could have figured out he wasn't in a bear trap on my own, but it really draws attention to it when you do a close-up of his legs not in a bear trap.
So the lumberjacks shot and ate Babe, and Paul comes for revenge. Something Joe Estevez is a little too enthusiastic about.
He killed 10 if he killed 40. Wait!
So the town folks threw him in a mine full of dynamite, and I'll let Estevez explain.
Them lumberjacks lit a match. Sealed that mine shaft forever.
Can Joe Estevez be my new grandpa? So Estevez says they have to return the MacGuffin horn, and Dude Bro does this.
Take it back! And leave them alone!
And that gets him killed. But now Paul Bunyan has the horn, so they should be fine now, right? Meanwhile, Joe steals more food and sleeps in a comfy bed. The next day, Final Girl's dad gets reports of bears and begins heading towards where Final Girl is. Meanwhile, Joe says Final Girl is the spitting image of Paul Bunyan's old love interest, because of course she fucking is. This movie has more slasher cliches than Scream, Cabin in the Woods, and Tucker and Dale vs. Evil combined. And those are all movies about slasher cliches. Ooh, real suspenseful ukulele music. Why not just score it with this? Wait, they killed Sassy Girl? But she had a kid! I mean, I know I act like I don't give a shit about these characters, and, well, I don't. But I do give a shit about the kid. But Sheriff Dad shows up in time to save the rest of them.
Gotta keep moving. Those tranks won't last long. Let's go.
Wait, you had a trank strong enough to take down that guy? Then Joe Estevez says he can't let them leave and fucking shoots the tech kid.
Today, Sheriff.
What? Are police like Swiper? You just have to tell them no?
Matt, come out. We have the place surrounded.
Not today, coppers!
Really? Damn it.
Your history, old man.
History's the only future I got, Sheriff.
Aw man, now they killed Joe Estevez. Is there any reason to keep watching now? Also, we never find out anything about his character. It's heavily implied he has some connection to Paul, but they never explain why he knows so much, or why he wants to protect Bunyan. Anyways, they drive away from Bunyan, and the sheriff's dad clings to the side of the truck like a goddamn 80s action star. And then Hunter's Ex Machina happen. Apparently they picked up Sheriff Dad's radio signals at the bar and showed up to kill Paul Bunyan. And to finish us out, there's a My Bloody Valentine-style ditty in the credits.
Now way up in the wildness of them Minnesota woods, there lived a boy who swung an axe, and man, he swung it good. He tried to help his people, but they killed his only friend, and it drove him down the meanness and sin.
Yo, SyFy channel. Fuck Sharknado, make more of these. Or at least give us a DVD release. This movie is unbelievably hard to find, and that's a real shame, because this is one of the funniest so bad it's good movies I've ever seen, which is quite a feat for a SyFy channel movie, which are typically, how do I put this, really, really lame. The characters range from hilariously over the top to embarrassingly stupid. And then there's CB, the final girl. I've seen some Mary Sue final girls in my day, but this girl does nothing. Usually they at least get a romance or an attempt at fighting the monster, but that's all given to other characters in this film. If you can find some way to get your hands on this movie, do. It's absolutely worth it, but as of writing this, I'm pretty sure only Australia's gotten a DVD release, and a very limited one at that. Please, if anyone at SyFy or any of the companies making this is watching, please release this. Well, there you go. I reviewed your Lumberjack movie. Are you happy now? Escape from LA! Yeah! Oh, hey. Pam Grier was in Escape from L.A., wasn't she?
Trees are trees. More people are building houses now, closer together. You look out your kitchen window, you can look in your neighbor's bedroom. You take it from me, young man. The future of this great country is home ownership.
John Carpenter, Kurt Russell, Pam Grier, Bruce Campbell. Why wasn't this a better movie?